Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dark Domain. Apparently, one of our players is embracing the dark at the moment. um, don't know what happened there. We had him just a moment ago.
I'm
Tonight,
here.
I don't know, your cam messed up on us. Uh, Tonight, we are playing a Star Wars one shot. We're using the Star Wars Revised Edition TTRPG from the early 2000s. I believe it was published in 2002. Uh, it's very much akin to D&D 3.5, so things just kind of translate over to that. But we have something very special, but we're going to wait for one of our players to get back. We had Tech all good to go, and as always, Tech just decides to kick the bucket at the very last second. There, we got him back.
There we go.
Yeah, he
Back, you
just
hear me?
decided he didn't like it. Yeah, we're good. So, we join a crew of smugglers on Nalhutta as they are finished packing all their cargo, whether it's legal or not, into the back of their freighter and putting it into the cargo hold of their YT 1300 Corellian cruiser with some modifications, as is the way of this proclivity. Uh, and as they finish and the door closes, they leave Nalhutta, hitting hyperspace, headed for the core worlds to go deliver this cargo. And as each of you kind of takes your place at your various roles, I believe at least one of you, I believe, was built as a pilot. Which I believe is actually Julie's character.
Certainly isn't me.
I'm scrolling through. Yes, there it is. There's some skills.
Listen, I knew what I was doing when I built
Reacquainting myself with the different character sheet.
Well, Lyra would take her seat behind the pilot's chair, with probably Highland at the co-pilot, kind of kicking his feet up as the ruffian captains are kind of known to do, as Lyra pilots them away from Nalhutta and into hyperspace. It's going to be a long journey, even in hyperspace. This shortens the distance and time. Doesn't make it instantaneous, unfortunately. So while you guys are traveling in hyperspace, alarm bells start going off. Lights on the console are lighting up, and something has gone wrong. There, as you are kind of combing over the controls, you can see that there is a malfunction with the hyperdrive itself. But it hasn't dropped you out of hyperspace.
Stupid thing. She kind of kicks the dash.
Lyra, are those lights supposed to be red? What's going on?
They're not red. They're hot pink. It's fine.
Okay. Are they supposed to be hot pink?
Not really. It's not their thing. They prefer green.
Okay. So, can we make them green again?
We could try. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Okay.
So, I mean, do I do a pilot check to figure out what the heck's going on?
A pilot check or
would be a tech
computer
check?
use. Computer use would be more tech.
Okay. Well, let's try that. And we using manual dice today, sir?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. They like me better. She says as she almost rolls the die off the table.
Classic.
It's better than what I had in my head.
I caught it.
As she says, as she rolls a 1 for her first roll.
Oh, no. My first roll is a 17. We're still fine. So that makes it a total of 24.
You can see via the station that you're at that there is a mechanical fault with hyperdrive, and it's not something you can fix through the computer systems at your terminal.
All right. Does anybody else have mechanic, or is it me?
It's not me.
That would be a repair skill.
Okay.
And actually,
I may have the high repair skill.
I think you do, actually. I believe,
So,
if I remember correctly, Lyra is just built to be the person that handles the ship. This is her
this
baby.
is her baby. Got it. And her name is Agnes. Now, Agnes, I need you to behave. Now, I need one of you boys to step over here and make sure she doesn't do anything stupid and go off course while I'm down there fixing her.
Boys, excuse me?
I could call you children. Would you prefer?
No,
I'm
I think that's a
obviously
comment
female.
that Vesa
It's
indeed
fine.
is a female Zabrak.
I digress.
Can't
Children.
you tell by my
Well,
feminine
one of-
voice?
You know, maybe if you let your tatas hang out a little heavier, I would be able to see it better. Because that voice is definitely a smoker's voice. You've got that low grumble thing. So, anyway, children, one of you take the wheel, sit here, make sure Agnes behaves while I go fix her up.
All right. I step up and I go like,
Yeah, I believe Highland actually has the second highest pilot skill out of the group.
yeah. He has an 8, so
Yeah.
All
I
right,
believe
so
Lyra's
I
just
know where the
ahead of
steering
him.
wheel is.
Lyra has a 13 in pilot. So,
Yeah, she's a little stacked on the pilot, astrogate, and repair.
all right, so let us roll our repair check.
So she heads down to the mechanical section, pulling panels art to get to the parts that she needs. We lost Ben again. He's just having a night.
22 on repair.
So, without the proper tools, which you do not have, this is going to take days to fix. There are tubes that are
Son of
just
a munch.
busted. There are wires that are burnt out. It is going to need a complete overhaul.
And the Wookiee tape isn't going to fix it.
The Wookiee tape probably won't fix it.
All right,
As
so
you hear a Wookiee howl down the hall.
all right, so she's going to go back up front and figure out where a good place is that she can stop, where she can get the parts that she needs along the way.
As you're doing
See
that,
if there's
can you give me
anything
a
in between.
spot check?
I sure can. $12.
You thought you saw something out of the corner of your eye, but it's probably nothing. You guys had a long couple nights on Nalhutta, burning the midnight oil, burning the candle at both ends. You're probably just tired.
Yeah.
Ben, answer your phone.
It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
So, Lara, what are we looking at?
Oh, we need to get some parts and some tools. Otherwise, we're going to have a real slow go of it.
Well, last time I checked, there is no stores in hyperspace, so...
Yeah. That. So we need to make ourselves a little detour. So she's going to get on and into the system and see where the next closest place is, port that she can go into to get her the stuff she needs. That will be friendly to them.
Here's the problem that you encounter while doing that. You can't seem to bring the ship out of hyperspace.
Oh, that's a problem.
Okay.
Don't mind that. It's just Minox in the ventilation system.
So that could be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to go back down there and see what I can do to try to be able to fix at least that part. If there's anything I can do to fix that part.
Yeah, going down there, you're gonna have to repair the hyperdrive.
Just straight up have to jerry rig the whole thing.
It's gonna take that few days of repair to get you guys out of hyperspace.
All right. Well, Highland, you know where you're sitting the next comfy bit.
Oh man.
Be nice.
Okay.
No eating at the wheel. You hear me? I don't want crumbs. This is how we get ants.
It was one time.
It was one time.
It's not my fault the ants were like this big.
You want to get ants? Because this is how we get ants. Don't make me smack you around again.
Okay.
You're not going to like it this time.
Soft drinks. I get it.
Just be warned.
Sit down at the wheel.
All right. She heads back down.
So, as you're going back down into the ship, you pass that kind of common area where everybody can sit, eat, play that interstellar version of chess that I now forget the name of the game, but you always let the Wookiee win.
Did
You
you
always let the Wookiee win.
It might be. It's not Pazak or Zabak, because those are card games.
Yeah.
But that's... Brain's not wanting a brain today.
Yeah, but we don't want to touch that because I got all my settings just right on the board, so...
Right now you would see two of your other crewmates. Dran, your Rhodian scout and scoundrel type, playing against the big and bulky Tavon, your Wookiee enforcer. The Jarek. There we go. But
that.
Yeah. So Lyra, you head down to just start putting in the work, the elbow grease, and the days that it is going to take to fix this thing. What do we find Highland and Vesa doing in the meantime?
Does Ben know we're stuck in hyperspace?
No, I just got back on. I have no idea what's happening.
So, as
we are stuck in hyperspace and cannot get out of hyperspace because the hyperdrive is broken to the point where we are stuck in hyperdrive until I can figure out how to get us out of it.
That's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
He was apparently taking a nap. He didn't hear.
No,
hear.
my audio was fried.
Vesa clicked
Vesa
out as soon as you misgendered her. She's like, nah, screw this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't assume just because the way the name looks, okay?
Being that she has absolutely no ability in any of this, she's probably sitting in the somewhere in the living space watching the game.
So as this is going on, both Highland and Vesa would take note of something that happens. That is, a lot of the power starts to fluctuate and kind of go on the fritz. Like the lights will go out and then kick back on.
That will wake me up from behind the wheel. Like, what was that? Did the lights just go? And I walk over to the place where they are playing games. Like, guys, what are you doing? Vesa,
Did the game go on the fritz when that happened?
Everything.
I don't know. Power's fluctuating. The game went out.
Are you fudging with the power again?
Not me.
And
I only did that once. You guys told me never to touch it again.
I look at the two players and like, are you running that mod again? Are you fudging around?
Dran will insist that no, boss. No, we're not doing that. Not this time. Tavarn almost killed me last time I tried to do that.
Okay, then. Anyone seen Lyra recently?
She went through on her way to go do whatever you told her to do.
Okay. I'll walk over there.
Yeah, I'll follow.
And there you going down through the hallways, getting down to the engine compartments, you'd see Lyra just doing her thing, trying to repair this with what little she has to go with. Lyra, you don't think you caused that?
Agnes, I need you to be nice here. If you're having some issues, you're supposed to tell me before we leave port. Before we leave port. She's just talking to Agnes the whole time. She kind of lifts her head slightly to acknowledge the two of you approaching, but does not look at you. If you two are here, who is up front watching where Agnes is going?
Being that we're in hyperspace, hopefully she's going in a straight line.
I would hope so, but I would prefer somebody there to let me know if that changes. Also, my next step, if I don't find what I'm looking for down here to fix this, is I'm going to start raiding everybody's stashes. So be warned. I will not ask permission. This is my warning.
Yeah, well, anything that gets us out of here.
See, and now I have permission. Not that I was asking for it, but thank you.
I want to check the power core.
All right. Give me a repair check or computer use.
Okay, which one am I least bad at?
That would be the question.
They are exactly the same. Okay, so what I roll is what I get. 20. Haha.
Power core seems fine. Doesn't look like anything's come loose or knocked. Nothing's broken. Nothing is leaking. Doesn't seem to be an explanation for it.
Does the computer give a an error message?
Nope. Doesn't read any kind of error, which gives you no explanation for why that thing happened.
There should be able to be some sort of report that tells me about any kind of fluctuations. Right?
Yeah.
I could make them run a report. I'll tell them, hey, I'm going to keep working. I want you to go run this report for me and bring it back. And when I get the blank stares, I'll tell them how to do it.
So with Lyra kind of giving the advice on how to do that, it'll be a computer use, but we'll get a miscellaneous 2 as a modifier for it.
So whoever has the higher computer use, +2.
Mine is 0.
I've got 8, so that's not too bad. Well, 14, so can be.
Yeah, it's run the report and kind of prints out digitally on a data pad that everything's good except for all those bright red error codes describing multiple things wrong with the hyperspace mechanisms.
Lyra, I'm not an expert, but I don't think these are supposed to be bright pink, right?
No, they like to be green. Green like money green. They like green.
Right. Like, Okay, but I'm tapping it and it's not going green. So what do I need to do?
You hand that to me so I can look at the report so I can figure out a little bit better what's going on and I can zero in on what I'm fixing.
Yeah, I hand it over and like,
And as you're doing that, there's another power flux within the ship, but also the data pad seems to fritz out for a moment.
Okay, those two aren't connected, and that's bad.
okay, that's new.
Go do a sensor check up front, proximity check. See if there's anything close by that can be being something stupid that's near us. If you would, please.
Did the Varn check for Minox before we left? Like it was his job, right? And I stomped off.
From back of the table, just hear the.
That's what you always say.
That's because no one speaks Sheerwook.
I'm gonna use one of my force skills. I want to use C-Force.
Okay. C-Force. So that comes with a table, and luckily I pulled this out.
I rolled a 19.
All right. So as a force ability, that also costs you vitality to use.
Oh, okay.
So you used C-Force. And you got a what?
19.
All right. So
19.
that's going to cost you 3 of your vitality. In this game, vitality works sort of like a stamina for force users, but also health for all players. Once you're out of vitality, you start taking wounds, and that's bad. That can make you pass out. So, Vesa, what you see in the force is almost this inky black mist that seems to just drift through a wall and vanish.
I'm gonna find my way to the other side of that wall.
All right. Going through takes you straight into the mess hall, and there's nothing there.
Guys, we have something mystical happening. I just saw an inky black mist work its way through a wall, and it's gone.
Now, the players can kind of decide how their characters would feel about the Force, whether it's that Han Solo type of, yeah, okay, kid, cool, space magic, totally. Or if they actually do believe in the things that these Force sensitive people can do.
Have we been a crew long?
Yeah, a few years.
Then I would guess we've seen Vesa do some things that we can't really explain there immediately. So,
Oh, absolutely. Because if I remember, Vesa has at least one noticeable force power that she has used on more than one occasion. Oh yeah, she has definitely at least used move object before.
okay, so when you say inky blackness, is that a metaphor or are you really seeing something in the ship?
No, I really saw it.
Oh, wait a minute. Yep, no, you're good. Never mind.
Okay, so do you know what we can do about it?
Well, no, not really. I'm gonna keep walking my way around the ship and see if I can find it again.
Oh, it's gone?
Yeah, it went through a wall, and by the time I got around to the next room, it was gone.
Okay. Oh man, I hate those kind of things. can I do like I'm in the cockpit right now, right? Can I do like a scan for life signs inside the ship?
Absolutely. Give me a computer use.
24.
It shows up exactly 5 life forms.
So yeah, Vesa, I'm not scanning anything. It's just us 5. There's no life sign or anything.
Well, 5 beings that the sensors know how to detect.
But if you find it, do you think you can do something about it? Can we shoot it?
I don't know. It depends on what it is.
Um,
I'm going to start wandering around the ship trying to locate it.
yeah, this kind of goes quiet for a few hours. Lyra's able to patch a couple things, not enough to fix it, but Vesa, you definitely can't shake that vision of having seen what you saw. And as you're going, go ahead and give me a search check.
Okay.
As Vesa is very much more known as a doc on this boat.
Yes. I got a 2.
You don't find a thing. Not even like a tool out of place.
It's right
But
behind me,
then,
isn't it?
but then there's that power fluctuation again, and everyone kind of feels like this chill come over them, as if like the heating went out on the ship. But everything's reading fine, and then it passes.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
And you know what, Vesa? As you're walking down a hallway and feel that chill and turn around, there is something right behind you. Uh,
What
and
do I see?
I'm going to post that in your chat just for you to see. If I can find a better image of it. This will work. This long, lanky, fleshless, skinless thing hovering there, staring at you.
Oh,
Its
that's
face
phenomenal.
gaunt and eyes sunken in, hair all thin and spread out, floating as if there's wind in there.
What can I do for you?
And it is simply going to scream at you. To which I am going to need a will save from you.
All right.
DC 18.
I got a 22.
All right. Nothing happens to you from that. But it does unsettle you.
And my audio cut out again. Oh, there it is. It's back.
As I say, it unsettles you.
Okay. Do I does it feel like the scream was meant to harm me?
Maybe. And for those of you who are members of our Discord community, you can see what they see in our live React channel.
I'm trying to see what I have that maybe I can do something with. Forced lore. What is this thing?
All right, give me a force lore check.
14.
You have no idea.
Do I get any kind of feelings off of it?
It radiates this kind of negative, almost dark aura, but different from what you have experienced when you come around like dark side users.
Okay.
This thing could definitely use a cheeseburger.
It's pretty emaciated.
It
Guys,
is.
I don't know what it is, but I'm staring right at it. It's floating here, and it looks very dead.
Dead?
And it,
Very dead.
I go rushing over there. Do I see it when I get in there?
As you rush in, I need you guys to roll your initiatives.
Oh boy.
There it is.
19.
Pretty
9.
damn good. And this thing, where did I put its initiative? Okay. Oh, well, you still managed to be faster than it. Lyra, even though you're not in there.
You may roll.
Yeah. Just in case you get brought in. Need a percentile.
That'd be a 12.
All right. Highland,
Better
you
than I
are
thought.
first to act here.
Oh, okay. I just kind of pull my weapon and point it at the thing, but I go like, Professor, what is that?
I have no idea.
Okay,
But it's
can
not
I
natural.
shoot it?
You can try.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, it's not in front of the hull, right? Because I know last time I did some damage. I don't want to go explain to Lyra how I put a hole in the hull again.
Don't miss.
Okay, so I shoot.
All right.
I have
Give me a ranged attack roll,
yeah.
which is just above the weapon slots.
Right. I was looking in the wrong place. Okay, ranged. That's a 16.
Will hit.
All right.
And then you should have the damage die next to your weapon.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my Blastech KK5. That's 3d6 plus 1. $16.
All right, 16. You hit it. You see the blaster bolt plunge into this bony rib cage, but it doesn't even seem to flinch.
Okay, if I said that doesn't do anything.
Which brings up Lyra, which I don't think you would hear the blaster bolt go off.
Oh, that does not make her happy. Mm-mm. She just yells up, Highland! As if she knows it's you. And then curses obscenities in her native language that even a Marine would go a little pale on, like, oh.
Here's the great thing about
we're not
Lyra.
going to repeat those.
She can swear and never say a word because Twi'lek have a very special language that's all transferred through their leku, their head tails. They just twitch in certain ways and they never say a word. And if I remember correctly, there's only 2 species that, or maybe 3, I can't remember the name of the third one, but I can picture it, that speak leku.
Yeah.
Twi'lek, the I'm now forgetting Ahsoka's species too.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
it?
Right?
again?
It's
Yeah.
it's right there.
Togruta.
And then Togruta. Yep. And then that big blue guy with the horns. There's a whole other
Right.
species.
Yeah, those
but
guys.
I'm not familiar with
Yeah.
that one.
So she yells your name as if she's your mother, and then curses in another language, not just with her tentacles, with her head thing, but like you could hear her anger. And
Yeah,
then
it would probably be in
no
Lyra.
holes in Agnes.
I didn't hit Agnes, okay? I hit the thing and it didn't do anything.
Do I need to come up there?
Yes.
No, she needs to
So-
fix the engine.
This might be what's wrong with the engine.
Right. Okay. Yes, Lyra.
I guess she's gonna go ahead and come on up, and with a wrench in her hand, she grabs the biggest wrench as she comes up.
All right.
Or crowbar or whatever biggest thing is tool-wise that she's got. And if all else fails, she'll use it on Highland. I mean, or Vesa, or anybody who puts a hole in her Agnes.
Yeah, Sing floating between Highland and Vesa is this emaciated, floating, corpse-looking thing.
You did this to my Agnes? And she's gonna swing at it.
All right. Give me your melee attack.
$19.
Yeah, 19 hits. As you connect with it, you're
Do you want me to use my baton damage?
Yeah, I was gonna say go ahead and use your baton damage. I don't want to look up stats for
Right.
A
For
wrench.
some
makeshift
random.
weapons. Worst case scenario would be like a D4, but I don't want to do the math.
So it says damage is 1d6 minus 1. Do we add any strength to that?
That is with your strength. But
That
if
is.
you look at your strength score, you are not the strongest of the bunch.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Got
why
it.
you have that -1 on the melee damage.
Got it. So 5. At least she rolled well.
That time it seems to notice.
And then she pulls up a finger. She goes, "You be nice to my Agnes. Because if you were the one who's causing this, we're going to have some words."
Which then will bring up the other two as they come running down the hall. Tavarn kind of takes a look and immediately takes a shot at it. And he will hit it. And it screeches as he blasts into it with a bowcaster.
Now that will put a hole in your hull.
Doing another 12 damage.
She kind of looks around at the crew like, "You put a hole in Agnes, we're going to have some words." She doesn't say it. She just looks at him.
Right behind
We all
him
know it.
is Dran, who pops a shot off at this thing. And it seems to shrug his off. He hits it, but much like when Highland hit it, it didn't even flinch.
So melee attacks are working, but the ranged ones with the energy weapons are not.
Well, the bowcaster did seem to do some damage.
which then will bring up Highland. Or not Highland, I'm sorry, Vesa.
I'm going to use Force Strike.
All right. Force
All right.
strike.
Okay, so where'd it go? I'm looking at the wrong thing. There we go. Force Strike. 15 gives it a DC. It has to roll a save. What save though? Where'd it go? Reflex save of DC 15, or it takes 3d4 damage. If it saves, it'll take half.
All right. Needs to make, you said a reflex?
Reflex 15.
Yeah, it got a 30.
Okay, so it takes half. So 7, it'll take 3 damage.
Okay. And it seems to notice that.
So Highland, what did you shoot it with?
With my trusty Blastech KK5, I think that's just a blaster.
It should say under type, if it has an E, it's an energy weapon.
Yeah. And I have another blaster. I'll switch to that one. Highland's not the smartest one, so he's gonna pick the other gun and shoot with that one.
All right. Seeing as how Vesa is the one that hit it, it's going to make a strike against you, Ves. For, I guess, yeah, not even going to be that guy. Does a 26 hit?
Probably. Where's my AC?
I know it hits. Like,
Yeah, that hits.
you guys are level 5. There's no friggin' way your AC would be that high. Or 3, 4, 7. For 7 damage from
All
your
right.
vitality.
I am
I
out of
think-
vitality or out of wounds?
So vitality goes first. It works both as health for
Gotcha.
players across the board, and if you are a force user, you have to use your vitality to use your force powers. Which, let's see, how much did you need to use? Yeah, make sure you took 2 out for your force strike.
Yep.
Yeah, being a force user in this system is fun, but also taxing. Yeah, this thing is going to scream at you guys again, and I need everybody to make a will save. He passed.
17.
Yeah. 26.
Who's got the angry typewriter?
That's my 3D printer.
I thought it was a murder bee or something.
It's the sound of the ship screwing up.
But Lyra, did you make your save? You're muted.
20. Sorry.
All right. So, Hylan and your trusted enforcer Tavarn are now terrified. You can only make actions to get away from this thing.
Okay.
Everybody else passed. Which then brings up Hyland.
So yeah, I was gonna shoot, but that thing terrifies me. So
Yeah, it unhinges its jaw, drops it down like mummy style, and just lets out this bone-chilling, blood-curdling scream. Where Tavarn's like, And you've never seen your Wookiee like taken back like
Oh, that terrifies me even more.
that, right?
And I go like, I need to be in the cockpit. And I just run off.
Bolts. Lyra, as Hyland books it past you.
Can I do anything to smack him out of it?
Not not yet. It is a condition that has to be passed by a will save or wear off on its own.
Okay, so I can't do it.
No.
Okay, just checking. You never know. There might be some weird thing like in Aliens where you can like slug somebody and all of a sudden they're free from it. Just checking.
That's Aliens. It's a bit more gritty
It
than the
is.
Star Wars universe is usually seen as.
Yeah, Star Wars tends to be a little bit more family friendly on that. So.
Except for the novels, like, certain zombie stormtroopers.
Right.
And careful with the fanfic too. That can get spicy.
Listen, I don't ask about AO3 tags. I don't judge them. We have a part on the server where that all goes. I click it sometimes to see if there's anything worthwhile, and then I go about my day. Yes, we have a channel just for our fanfic lovers and spicy romance lover, like novel lovers on our server, to where y'all can geek out in there. So if you haven't joined it just for that, what are you doing?
Star Wars smut novels. Yeah.
They got to exist, right? They have to.
It's, what is it, Rule 37? It has to exist.
34.
34, right?
If it exists, there is corn about it.
Yeah. Anyway, we continue on because this could take us down a really crazy rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Where do you want to take us next?
It's your move.
My move. We're gonna hit it again.
All right.
And we're gonna ask it. I'm gonna talk to it too. Why are you here? And what do you need in order to stop disrupting Agnes? You've made her upset. She says this, and then she's gonna swing at it. I mean, she could pause slightly to see if it answers, but I don't think it's going to answer. $15.
That will hit. This thing has a stupid low defense score.
4.
All right. 4 damage. Yeah, that seemed to notice as you hit it and kind of crack it in the ribs, and it howls in pain, but doesn't say anything coherent. Which then
What do I need to do to make you stop making my ship be funny?
Let's see. Tavarn has run away. As he's right behind Hyland, you just hear this. Dran will take a shot at it. And let's see that. Yeah, does not put a hole in the ship. But it seems to not notice that it was shot. Vesa.
All right. I think I am about done with this thing.
You say that.
Yeah, I think I've had enough of its crap. We're gonna go big. We're gonna use Force Lightning.
All right. Force Lightning will earn you a dark side point as well.
Yes, it will. Okay, it has a reflex DC 15.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if it can fail this.
Well, that's great.
Nope, it got a 21, so it's taking half.
All right. $21, so 10 points of damage.
All right. Which then will bring up it, as it lets out a, let's see, make sure I'm using this thing right, because this is actually something out of the core book and not the other book I had to dig up for this. Or maybe it is. Okay. Okay. That 23. So that is Ben. I need a will save from you.
Okay. 17.
Cool. That is a fail. Just barely.
Cool, it's a fail.
But you are going to suffer one level of exhaustion. So it is going to drop your strength and dex down by one modifier.
Okay.
As it just unhinges jaw again, looks at you, and you feel like the force is getting ripped out of your chest.
How nice.
Yeah, it feels great. After that, it fades into one of the walls.
Damn it.
Which will start a new round. Which finally, Highland, you feel better now that you're away from it. You are no longer under that frightened status.
I turned to Var and was like, "What are you following me for? I was just going to get something. Are you scared?" Yeah, well, you don't need to follow me on everything. Just get back in there. Come on. And I
turns.
yeah, and I carefully walk back and I look around the corner and like, did you get it, Vessa?
No, we did not.
But it's gone.
Moved through a wall, and now we're looking for it again.
Oh crap. So, do I know what's on the other side of the wall?
On the other side of this wall would be the crew quarters.
Okay, I rush over there and I go in like, I better not be messing with my stuff.
As you go in, doors slide open on their own accord, and you check one by one, and it doesn't seem to be in any of those.
Vessa, it's not in here.
And as you say that, the lights cut. And you feel a sudden shake to the shift as the momentum changes.
Right. I should have been at the controls. Sorry, Lyra.
She runs for the controls as she feels the shift in Agnes.
She books it up there, gets to the cockpit. You are still in hyperspace, but you are just drifting.
No longer a straight line. Fantastic.
That is something that could happen.
Uh-huh. All right. She yells for Hyland again. Hyland, I need you up here so I can get down there.
Yeah,
Do the
coming.
controls work at all? The manual controls?
They do not respond.
She continues to curse under her breath, and her little things are just like twitching in a way that only a cursing action would do. Yeah. I don't even know how to say it. Yeah. You can imagine. And then she books it back down to try to fix things again.
Yeah, book it back down. You know what? Lyra, high or low?
Hi.
Okay. You get down there without any further incident. And
Yeah.
you can tell that not only is the hyperdrive offline, but most of the other power is now offline as well, with the exceptions of like the artificial grav and life support.
Fantastic. She's going to keep tinkering away, and she's going to pay attention to especially the life support. She wants to make sure that stays. And if she has to, she's going to try to divert power to that. And
Give me
yeah.
a repair check. See if you can bring something back online.
I mean, yeah. Maybe without throwing the die on the floor. All right. I've almost thrown the die on the floor like 3 times. $26.
Yeah, after a couple minutes of like flipping breakers, reconnecting wires, the lights come back on, the controls start responding, and the ship hums back to life. And Highland, you're able to get it back on what you're pretty sure is the right course as you're sailing through hyperspace, and those stars are just streaking by.
Lyra, it's okay. I got us back on course. Like,
Is there a data panel she can get into from where she is without having to go back up to the cockpit to make sure that they actually are on course, or is she going to have to run back up to the front to check that?
Yeah, as simple as taking a data pad and like hooking it up to kind of like, you know how you go to like O'Reilly's or something and they plug into
Yeah.
your car? Yeah, it's like that. And everything reads green across the board except your hyperdrive.
But she's back on course. They're not going to inadvertently detour through the center of another planet.
That one is harder to tell without getting back to the control panel and checking your astrogate.
Okay. So she's going to want to do that. She's going to want to check that because nobody needs to be like trying to fly through the center of a planet. That doesn't end well. And then if there are things that she needs to do to get us back on track so that doesn't happen, she'll make those adjustments.
Go ahead, and as you get back to the cockpit, Highland kind of handling the sticks, give me an astrogate check. Should be like the top skill.
That would be a 26 again.
Yeah, seems like you're right on course. You had just gotten slowed down.
All right. She nods to Highland and runs back again. Like she's literally just running from point A to point B every time she goes. I'm figuring the crew is knowing to get out of the way at this point.
You know, that's a great point, Lyra. Can you give me a fortitude check?
15.
Just enough. You are just athletic enough to like, okay, I got this. We're good. We're good.
A little winded, but not terrible.
No. It's
Thank you, adrenaline.
basically, yeah, that's what you got going for you. As everything kind of comes to a calm stillness.
Things are too quiet. Not enough beeping. She keeps tinkering. Keeps working on it.
Yeah. And I was gonna ask Vessa what she was doing, but she seems to have stepped away.
She has a very small bladder, pea size.
They hand those out along with the crayons, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That and the diabetes.
But as you guys kind of settle into things go quiet. Lyra, you're tinkering away, trying to get that hyperdrive back on. Highland just piloting. There's no shift in the power. There's no ethereal screaming. No emaciated floating corpse. To which I think at least the player behind Highland might have an idea of what I threw at people.
I actually don't.
What? Yes.
No.
When I stump a fellow nerd, that's
No, I'm really curious to find out what it is.
and then
I remember seeing that picture in the book. I just don't remember what it's called. That's what I should have done. I should have read through the book cover to cover before this game.
it briefly touches on it in the rule book. I actually had to go to one of the expansion books to get the stat block for it. And then I had to tone it down a little bit because it's statted as a level 20 creature. And I was like, no, we're not that mean.
Would have been a quick game though.
Yeah, I was like, no,
I
no,
mean-
that would have been fast. Like, let's not do that.
Let's not have them die in the first 30 minutes. I mean,
That's a short stream. I don't get nothing out of that.
right.
Like, I got to drag you guys out for at least 2 hours.
Dun, dun, dun.
But that's about when there's a warning blip on the control panel.
Ira, I have a blip. It seems angry.
What kind? An angry blip?
Yeah,
Is it hot pink or is it red?
I think it's hot pink.
It's definitely one of those two colors, yeah.
It's not green in a way.
Okay. All right, Agnes. She takes a breath. She's going to walk with a purpose as opposed to running this time. But it's that angry mama look on her face the whole way up there. And she's kind of twirling the wrench in her hand. Like, who do I need to beat now? And yeah. And then she's going to look at the control panel and see what's going on.
The cargo stabilizers in your cargo bay have been deactivated somehow.
So the cargo's floating?
Yeah. Not like
Did nobody-
floating, but it's loose.
Did nobody strap that stuff down?
Well, normally they have like mag locks and those little gator claws that come up and cinch it down. But those seem to have been deactivated, loosened.
Okay.
Highland just
She kind of
points
rolls
at
her
me.
eyes and she's like, okay, so you need to get somebody down there with some good old fashioned ratchet straps and lock that crap down.
Right. Yeah, because and he points at the little screen where the blip is. Like I tried turning that on and off again, but it just came on red again. So I'll just do what you said.
Oh, at least you tried. Yeah, the other thing.
Yeah. So where do I find this ratchet straps?
She looks at him like blank, like
I'm going to grab the Wookiee and head down to the cargo bay.
get it tied down, rope, whatever. I don't care what you use.
Yeah.
Right.
Tavon
We
kind
can't
of
have
like
it loosen around.
grumbles, but
And the
we'll
Rhodian,
follow.
he's not doing anything.
Okay. So taking Tavarn and Duran down there with you.
Yeah, and I'm joining too. Moral support. Pointing.
No, you need to be here so I can fix the ship.
Right.
You're the captain, right? Am I giving orders? Oh, sorry. I'm going to go back down.
I think I am the captain, but you just walk over me. That's clear.
That's the vibe I'm getting.
I mean,
Highland tells everybody what to do except for Lyra.
yeah, that. Yeah.
But the three of you get down there, Vesa, and yeah, that cargo is just shifting. If you've ever been like on a naval ship, because I know where you come from, and stuff wasn't strapped down, it's just sliding with the momentum.
Yeah. Mealtime during a monsoon.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
See,
yes.
this is why I chose perfectly good airplanes to jump out of.
Right? They don't have, dinner
better.
tables that fly back and forth.
It's fine. It's fine. I only got thrown up on once.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna get the boys to start grabbing stuff and locking it back down.
All right.
And
so we're gonna do some base strength checks from a lot of you guys.
I'm gonna be using move object.
Okay. Good, because Tavarn seems about the only one who is able to just muscle his way through it. So give me that move object check.
$17.
Totally enough. Spend your 2 vitality, and you are able to kind of just start Jedi magicking the crates back into place. As Dran, unable to do anything else, will try to computer use it to lock everything back down as you finish, which is something he's actually good at. But it takes him about 3 tries before he finally gets the clamps and maglocks to reactivate. And then you hear him scream.
Rush in his direction.
Just as you get there, you see the emaciated floating corpse once more. And it has just slashed him across the chest.
All right. We're going to give him another bolt of force lightning.
All right. That is another dark side point.
And I am going to use my dark side point for extra damage.
All right, use that. I believe it's 2d6 at this point.
What level are we? We're level 5.
Yep.
That would be 3d6.
3d6. And funny thing about using dark side points, they earn you more dark side points.
Right?
That puts you up to 3. And it has to make a reflex roll, right?
Correct.
When reflex things. Gets a 20 on the reflex.
Crap. Did I roll my force lightning already?
You did not.
Okay.
But I think that just sets the DC if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it does.
This is why we keep books around.
Yeah, it is. I love my books. Where'd it go? Force lightning.
Page 87.
That would be a 19.
Right.
And
So yep, that it matched the DC.
damn it. All right. So 23, 11 more points of damage.
Alrighty. Noting that down. Alright. Yeah, Tavarn will come around behind you and try to blast at this thing. Oh no. Oh, are you okay? So in this system, not only do you have to confirm criticals, you have to confirm crit fails. To which Tavarn does. Okay.
Better not be hurting my Agnes.
Well, he misses quite spectacularly as he blasts that control panel that Dran was working on, and the maglocks disengage again. I rolled 2 nat ones in a row.
Mm.
At least it's for an NPC and not for me. Oh man. Oh. Yeah. Man, the other two of you don't even know that this is going on. Until the alarm starts blinking again, Highland. The one that they just got to turn green.
Fessa, is everything okay? It's red again.
No, we got that creature down in the cargo bay.
Right. So I take some bungees, some cords, and I just strap the steering wheel in one direction, and I just rush down there.
Like we're pirating.
I don't want
Booking it
Lyra
down.
mad at me if we go off course again, so I just strap that thing down and I
I
run
can't
there.
wait for her to see that. Like
And you're
something in me
coming
just
down the
feels
corridor
like
to hear, I'm coming.
yeah. Let's see. So we'll just gonna keep these scores for the whole of it. Dran breaks out his pistol and tries to take a shot at it. Ooh. And actually crits on it. Hell yeah. Your Rhodian scout actually good for something. So 3d6. I don't have any other d6s laying around, do I? Oh, damn. Okay. So 18 straight to it. Wow. Okay. So that's straight to wounds too. So he blasts this thing, and it seems to stumble, and you can see it sizzle from that mark, and it sizzles out and dissipates.
So it's gone, or it.
To the best of your knowledge, yes.
Okay.
It didn't just phase through a wall this time. It seemed to. If you've ever seen like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, how the or Blade where the vampires burn from that stake outward, it's a lot like
Yeah.
that, except it doesn't turn to ash. It turns into nothing.
All right. I think we got it.
Oh,
We just saw it dissipate.
okay.
Hopefully that means it's gone.
Right. Good job.
I'm going to take a moment to heal self.
Okay.
And I just slink back to the cockpit.
Let's see, 22. So I can restore 1d8 plus 4 vitality.
Yep. And it costs you 2 vitality to do it. So you're at least getting more back than you're using. It's always funny, like, if you roll really poor, then you just use vitality and you don't get as much back. But yeah, Dran blasted that thing.
All right, get this cargo bay locked down again.
Yeah, it takes some time, everybody getting things back into place, and then somebody has to go up to the cockpit to engage it from all the way up there because that control panel is done. He put a blaster bolt from a what you call it, the dang crossbow, the bowcaster.
Bowcaster.
That thing is toast. And Lyra is probably going to be pissed when she finds out.
So unfortunately, the creature destroyed your control panel, Lyra.
Give me a bluff check.
She narrows her eyes at you.
If you'd like, you can roll a sense motive against it.
Oh, sure, we sure will.
He gets a negative modifier to this too.
I do. 3. I got a 3.
Oh, I beat that without figuring out what my skill is.
Should
Just
probably
know
roll
that-
higher than that on the die.
I do not.
I
own a
did.
blaster.
I mean, I only rolled an 11, but that's still better than a 3, and my total is 12. So,
Just so you know, I don't own a blaster.
Yeah, you can tell that Vessa's lying to you.
Not about the blaster.
But that the creature destroyed a control panel in the cargo bay.
she continues to curse with her appendages. And she gets this little smile on her face as she's twirling her wrench as she's looking at you. That is probably a bit disturbing. Just remember, I know where every single one of you sleeps. She looks as she makes eye contact with every single one of you.
Just to remember who fixes you.
I will
when
do
you're
that.
hurt.
Some things are worth the risk.
Well, Vesa did get the thing, so maybe we can try to get out of here now.
It's still going to take some time, but Lyra should be able to fix it.
Yeah. She keeps working on it.
The hours drone on, and there's nothing but silence and the hum of the ship. Eventually, it gets to be what you believe would be time for sleep. How do you guys handle that?
Shifts.
Yeah. Somebody's got to
So
be on
there's
fire
always
watch.
somebody's well, so there's always somebody up in the cockpit.
Well,
She's going to
Captain
keep working.
How do you assign your shifts?
Well, I think I'm gonna take a break from sitting in the cockpit, so I'll put either Dran or Devar in there. And I'll
Does
just
anybody
tell
else
them-
have piloting skills besides the two of us?
I hope so.
Ding.
No.
I mean, in hyperspace, it should be fairly autopiloted, unless something goes really wrong. But I think out of the five of you, only Vesa is completely aloof on the pilot.
Yeah, I do speak a little bit of Shiriwook, so I put Devar in there and I just explain to keep the ship straight and just what blinking
Let
lights.
us know if anything starts blinking.
Yeah, just roar if anything goes red.
Wake us up.
I'll just yeah. I'm a light sleeper, so just let me know.
Light sleeper and light speed. But you guys crash for the night. All the shifts come through with only one small problem. So it goes to Tavarn and then Dran. And who's getting waken up after Dran?
Me. I'll take the last shift in the cockpit.
So, like what, 2-3 hours each?
Yeah, something like that.
Something about that. You get your 4 hours in. 4 turns to 6. 6 turns to 8. And then you kind of wake up on your own, realizing that you didn't get woken up for a shift. None of you did.
That's bad.
Are we all awake?
Yeah.
First
I'm
thing I'm
gonna
gonna do
go
is
to
go
the
up to the cockpit.
Yeah.
Very first.
And what were you saying, Ben?
Same thing.
I'll be heading to the cockpit as well.
Yeah, we stumble in there, all three of us.
All 4 of you come in with Tavarn and Tail as the 4th, as Dran is sitting there limp in the pilot seat. Eyes sunken in even, well, yeah, sunken in for Rhodians even more weird because they have the big bulbous eyes that are only really outdone by the, I can picture him now, I can't think of him. But he is lifeless and his jaw kind of hangs limp like,
That's phenomenal.
Dran,
no,
come
not the
on.
Nemodians. Oh, they're a base race. What am I doing?
Talking about like the Mon Calamari. Don't they have pretty big eyes?
They do, but they're not the ones I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
The Duros.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is that the fish-looking guy?
No, they're in the cantina in 4.
Yeah, Duros are the ones that kind of look like your stereotypical gray when it comes to aliens. And they have those big black eyes. And his eyes normally slightly bulbous because Rhodian have sunken in. You can't tell if they're rolled back because he doesn't have pupils or an iris, but his cheeks are sunken in, and he's just pale and cold to the touch.
I am going to go back to my cabin and grab my spear.
All right, go and grab your spear.
I'm gonna get
start
Dren out
start
of the.
hunting for another one of those things.
Go ahead and give me a search check.
Eight.
Turns up nothing. So what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna take Dren out of the chair and put him somewhere safe, I suppose, and then ask Devar to take the seat. And I think I'm gonna do research also. Just
All right,
wander around the ship.
go ahead and give me that check.
I'm going back down. I'm like, I need to get this ship fixed. We can't do anything till we get this ship fixed.
I rolled a 4, so
Also turns up nothing.
Come on, Agnes. We gotta get whatever this crap is figured out.
Yeah, you're just slaving away, tinkering on that, trying to get this thing back and running. And then let's see, who do the dice love more? Okay, well, on a 6, so as you guys are searching this ship, checking compartments, going through the galley, the main hold, the cargo hold again, the what passes for a med bay. Vesta, this is where you spend a lot of time because you're the only one with any kind of medical foresight whatsoever. You get in there to check. You turn, and then standing before you will be revealed after we come back from a break. All right, everybody, we're going to give a break so these guys can use the facilities, get some water, unshrimp their spines, and we will be right back. And if you're joining us after this break, remember, we have channel points that you guys can use to either help these guys out or, make things a little bit worse. A little bit of everything for you. We'll be right back. So well timed on that one. Love it. So, if you are just joining us, our crew has faced some kind of gaunt, zombie-like phantasm that they just don't know what it is. They managed to beat it, but they're still stuck in hyperspace, and one of their crew has been murdered while at the helm, and they all went looking through the ship. And as a reminder, if you're just joining us, we have channel points that you guys can either use to help or hinder our lovely players. But, Vesa, because the dice love you so much.
They do.
They do. Like, I rolled a d6. I was like, we'll just 1 through 6 this at their appropriate cameras, right? Standing before you is a gaunt-looking version of Dran.
All right. So zombie Rhodian. Awesome.
Just kind of standing there, his balance uneasy, eyes darker than usual, just staring at you.
Not attacking, not screaming, just staring.
Just staring.
I'm going to stare back at it.
And as you stare back, he reaches up a hand and swipes at you.
Awesome.
That's probably gonna hit because it's a 19.
That hits.
So that is only a D4 though. Oh, now I'm pulling a Julie. The dice won't stay on the desk.
I have an excuse though. I forgot to grab my dice tray. So
Doing exactly 1 point of damage.
1 point of damage. All right.
Doesn't say anything, doesn't scream, just raises a hand and swipes at you.
All right. I'm going to attack back. I'm going to spear it.
All right.
All right. I'm going to skewer you on my spear, cook you, kill you, and eat you.
I don't know if Rhodian would taste good. They're a sentient species.
Yeah, probably give you diarrhea. Okay, that would be a 21.
21 will hit him.
Nice. So, where'd it go? Oh, did I get my strength back yet? Or is it still gone?
After rusting, it has returned.
Awesome. So, I can add my regular strength back to it. 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to scream for everybody else to get down here.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a huge ship. So, Hylan, Lyra, Tavarn all hear this. Tavarn just kind of like looks over his shoulder, like I'm not moving. But the other two of you hear Vessa screaming, like, "Get down here!"
she's just like, dang it, what next?
Did you find it? Did you find it?
I found it. And it's our Rhodian friend.
Yeah, and just before they make it down there, it's going to give him enough time to swipe at you again. I don't think a 12 hits, though.
No, that's definitely not.
Just as he swipes at you again, but just kind of lean back out of the way. Two of you come around the corner to see Dran, the guy you found dead this morning, standing there taking a swipe at Vessa.
Hey, Dran. What's going on?
Head snaps in your direction. And normally, like, Rhodians will have that glint to their eyes. They're almost described sometimes as pools of galaxies. There's no light. It is that pitch black. Doesn't say
That's not our friend.
Apparently, we should have blown him out of the airlock.
Nuked him from orbit just to be safe.
That's right.
Okay. So,
Should we do initiative at this point?
Yeah. He's
15.
Okay. So we got Hylan with 15.
22.
God damn. Rolled better that time. And what about Vesa?
3.
I love it.
Well, he was attacking first, so
That's fair.
just makes sense.
Yeah, Lyra, that's your move.
In her mind, he's already dead, so it doesn't matter. So she's going to swing her wrench at him and like a baseball bat.
All right, go for it.
$18.
That'll hit him.
$4.
4 points. Doesn't really do much more than a glancing blow, but it's a hit. But then he turns to you and is going to swipe at you. And with an 8, I'm pretty sure he misses.
Correct.
Which will then bring us down to Highland.
I will grab my blaster and shoot at it.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Oh, that is a 7. Oh, that's bad.
It's not a crit fail, right?
No, I rolled a 3, so
Okay. Then it's just a miss. Thank God. About to be putting more holes in the ship. Yeah.
Better
Vesa
not.
with that powerful 3.
Don't think too hard.
Listen, both of the brain cells are fighting for third place right now. Fine.
What's she gonna do, B?
Yeah. I'm just gonna attack again. I was looking for some really cool force thing to do, but I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, you only have a certain amount of force skills that you can use. Any of
Cool.
them that say alter, control, or have the little Pokeball looking symbol next to them.
Yep. 22.
That's gonna hit.
All right, 4 points of damage.
Slowly whittling away at this guy. Since Tavarn is up in the pilot seat, he doesn't have to worry about going. Which is Lyra.
Yeah, we're gonna swing again.
All right, swinging with the wrench.
15.
Will miss.
Okay.
Let's see. Who's the last person that hit him? I think it was Vesa, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With an 18. Pretty sure that hits.
Yes, 18 hits.
And that will be 4 points of damage to your vitality.
Got you.
And then Highland, you see Lyra swing again with a wrench. Dran swipes at Vesa, slapping her across the chest again. And that brings it up to you.
I'm gonna fire. I rolled a natural 20, which brings it up to 24.
All right, I need you to roll that d20 again.
And now I rolled a 1.
All right, so it is a hit, but it is not a crit. So roll your damage.
Nine.
9 points. All right. takes a blaster bolt straight to the shoulder. And then, as the three of you have him pinched, Vessa?
Yeah. So there's actually a skill on my sheet that is not in the book. Sever Force. What does that do?
So that severs a force user from using the force, but I don't think you can use it.
Says alter, and I have alter.
No, you need all three of those to use it.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
You don't have the sense feat or the battle meditation.
Well, that sucks. I'm gonna stab it again.
Yeah, I gave her as many feats as I could. There's only so many force feats she could take.
Right. 23
That hits.
for 6 points of damage.
Still not going down. Seems to take a stab, take a wrench, take a blaster bolt, and where you're getting him is this black ichor coming out. Not sure you could do a treat injury check to know if that's how Rhodians bleed or not.
I'm betting it doesn't. Let's see. Treat injury. $11.
You're not entirely sure. Damn. You rolled a 2? Damn.
Yes.
My dude.
Right?
Like, I gave her medical skills and just, nope.
Yep, not on that one.
Yeah, you're not sure. What music? Oh, was that during the waiting screen?
No, it's like right now.
I didn't have music going.
Yeah, I don't hear any music.
You didn't have music going before?
No.
Then it probably was just a waiting screen. Yeah.
You might have had another
Amazon
tab
running?
open.
Have I lost my mind completely? I swear before we went to break there was music.
No.
No? B, apparently I've lost a few more marbles. I'm so sorry.
It's entirely possible.
I have no idea where they went. Maybe I'm the cause of this random thing popping up in our Amazon cart that I have no memory of.
That's yeah. You're getting into butterfly catching?
I mean, I didn't think so, but maybe you've rolled over a bit too aggressively a few times in your sleep, and now it's affecting me.
It
Well,
happens.
that's fine, because luckily it's your turn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's my turn.
Remember,
Okay.
people, if you take meds, take your meds.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Um.
All your vitamins, yes. Please take those.
Yeah. Like, that's. Yeah.
I take beta blockers. It's fine.
It's all
I need
fine.
some more
It's all
vitamin
fine.
D, but I live in Belgium, so I have
Bro,
to take pills.
I take that too.
I live in the Pacific Northwest of America. I feel you. They filmed Twilight out here for a reason.
It doesn't have sunny days.
I'm like 30 minutes away from the city they filmed that in.
There's
sorry.
a reason why we live out here and not there. It's partly because of that. I needed more sunny days in my life. So she's gonna switch from her wrench to her blaster pistol and hopefully get a little bit more damage this time.
Yeah. She's
We're
a
gonna
little
try
bit more
that.
dexterous than she is strong.
That's a 21 on attack.
Not a nat 20, right?
Nope.
Right. Yeah, 21 hits.
All right, so 3d6 damage. On 3d6, she's got 15.
So that's a 0. I gotta do math. Hold on. Okay. He looks bad. Like that one blasts a clean hole through his other shoulder. And he's staggered. And as he staggered, he takes one more swipe. He's gonna swipe at you since you did all that damage with a 5. Okay, that makes sense. Highland, if you can finish him off.
I'm gonna try. So that is a 22.
Yeah, that's gonna hit him.
And 10 points of damage.
And he collapses in a heap on the floor.
Okay, guys. What's going on? What happened to Dran?
It looks like the beast took him over. Whatever the spirit is.
I mean, you are the force tech with med tech with force powers.
Right? Can I make another force lore check? See if maybe I've remembered something about this.
Sure.
Uh, 21.
21. So somewhere back in your days, along your travels, because you were never officially trained as like a Jedi or anything, you fell in with the wrong people for that. But you've come across whispers and rumors about stuff in the Force, and you have heard of people being able to drain the life and drain the Force out of people, but they were not described as these almost wraith-looking beings. They were more like how people talked about the Sith as like the boogeyman, that they could drain the life out of people. So you've heard of it, but it doesn't connect to what you've experienced.
Well, I've heard of things like this creature, but not this undead-looking beast that we have. I've just heard of similar powers.
So, can we do anything against it? Because this thing is going to be picking us off one by one.
Yeah, do I know of any weaknesses?
So the Force vampires that were talked about would have been said that they were like normal Force using people that just developed an ability to siphon or suck the Force and life force out of people. And the only real way to do it is to either A, not be a Force sensitive, or B, kill the thing responsible so it can't do it again.
Any specific way of killing it?
No, just death.
I'm going to use C-Force again. See if I can see, I don't know, spirit lingering or something.
Okay. I have just the idea.
$19.
So, as you kind of focus in and extend your senses with the Force, looking into the very fabric of it yourself, there standing almost on top of Dran, but not visible to everyone else's eye, is another one of these things that seems to be siphoning the last of his life force into itself.
All right. I would like to attack it.
Okay.
All right. Do I feel like this is something I'm still going to be able to use physical weapons on, or do I need to use force powers?
So based on your experience, it seems like physical weapons do work, but the force has been more effective so far.
Okay. The creature is still there, hovering above it, sucking the last of its life force out of Dram. And then I'm going to, I don't know. Let's do Force Strike again.
Okay. Spend your vitality and roll it out.
15.
Will hit.
Nice. What was the damage on that?
You're the one rolling. You gotta tell me.
3d4. All right. Not bad. 11 points of damage.
All right. It howls in pain, and as it does this, it kind of dissolves back into reality to where the other two of you can physically see it. And again, it's one of these gaunt, ghastly looking wraith things that you faced before. And then you can roll initiative.
Finally. 21.
You guys are slow.
16. Got a 21.
22.
From Vesta. Another 22. He's dead. He doesn't need him. All right. Lyra, once again, the quickest of the bunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it with the blaster.
All right.
$21.
Hits it.
$14 damage.
All right. Blast it. You see the bolt punch into it, and it just looks up at you. It turns its eyes from Vessa, who just struck it with the force, over to you. Which then brings us back to Vessa.
All right.
I look at it. I told you, you could have left peacefully, but now is not going to be so much.
I'm going to do another Force Strike.
All righty. Spend your vitality and roll it.
14.
Will hit.
Um, 6 points of damage.
Whittling away. All right. And then Highland. Yeah, all three of you beat this thing in initiative.
11 on ranged combat.
You're going to laugh, but that hits.
That hits. All right.
These things have garbage AC.
11 damage.
Alrighty. Yeah. Another blaster bolt to it, and it just turns and stares at you. And as it starts its turn, let's see, it gets 2. So we will make a claw attack at Lyra. Jesus, this thing can't miss. Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, Lyra, does a 37 hit?
37.
No, it doesn't.
Listen, if we were playing in the D&D in Hell game, that'd be a legitimate question.
Yes. It might not have hit my samurai.
Exactly. That's 2d4 plus 1. So that is 10 damage for Lyra. And then its other one, it will open its mouth and unleash a telepathic scream. I need everybody present to make a will save.
That's a 9.
Highland is a great captain, but he is not very courageous.
17.
Okay.
19.
Hey, guess what? Nobody passed this one. Because you guys swatted the other one down too fast. I went up to the next level. Yeah, you are all panicked for 3 rounds.
3?
It is 1d4 rounds.
Damn.
I have 3 stat blocks for this thing, level 10, 15, and 20. 10 died too quick, so we bumped it up. Yeah, so all 3 of you are just terrified as this thing sends out this scream that doesn't come from its mouth, but you hear it in your mind. And you want nothing more than to get away from this. Which will bring up our dexterous one, Lyra.
All right, so I can't just stop and fight now. I know I have to run.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do that. I feel like I have something that has something to do with something. Maybe not. Let's see. Heroic surge twice a day. Would that apply to stop me from panicking?
So that is not heroic as in you're brave. It is heroic as in you get more actions, like a D&D fighter would.
Okay.
Like action surge.
Gotcha.
You
I
can
will remember
attempt
that.
a will save every turn to try to negate the fear.
Okay. So let's try that. Does a 20 make it?
No. Nope. You are
Okay.
just shy.
All right. Well, maybe the next round.
Lyra takes off. Vessa.
All right. Do I get my will save?
Yes, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know
As the
which one
case
we're
may
calling
be.
you by.
Yeah, that's a 16. So I guess I'm hightailing it out of the room.
No. Vessa's out of there.
And once do I just have to like run to where I can't see it, or do I have to like hightail it to the other end of the ship?
You just need to get away from it. However you see that fit is up to you.
All right. I'm gonna run to the next room, and then I would like to heal myself again.
Alrighty, go ahead and do that.
Let's see. Uh, 22.
All right. heal that appropriately.
Okay.
And then Highland.
Yeah, I'm alone at this point, so
You
point
get a will
blank,
save,
Yeah, I'm gonna
and if you
try.
don't pass, we have to run away.
20.
Doesn't make it.
So I'm backing away with a trembling gun pointed at the thing to the next room.
And let's see, who is it going to give chase after? Cool, Highland. The dice decided Ben needed a break.
There we go.
It's gonna swipe at you twice, which will probably hit a 23,
Yep.
and then yeah, that hit a 32 definitely. So that is 9 and 8 is 17 points.
17. Wow, that's. So that brings me to 9. No. I do my math right?
No, it should be 11.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, 9 doesn't sound right.
No. Same.
I was like, I'm bad at words, not bad at math. Lyra, would you like to attempt your will save this turn?
Yes, let's try that. Does a 21 make it?
It does. As you were able to shake off the fear.
And she's going to turn around and shoot it.
Alrighty. It's not hard to hit. Its special ability makes it hard for it to take damage, though. Oh, all right. Well,
So 24 to hit.
Yeah, definitely. That's more than twice its AC.
15 damage.
15 damage that it seems to actually feel.
I'm going to do a heroic surge and do
All
it
right.
again. Same attack number.
Dice like you tonight.
And another 14 damage.
All right. And another bout of damage that it recoils when you hit it.
That was 3 19s in a row that I rolled, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Yeah, right. Vesa, your will save.
All right. Let's see. $17.
Is gonna hit it.
That makes the save.
For what?
Well,
you
will
said
save.
will save.
Oh, you and you got a what again?
A 17.
17.
No.
All right.
21 to save.
I got my wires crossed up. It is a DC 21.
Got you. I am going to cast Force Defense on myself. Let's see if I can get a bonus to that next time, because I don't. Yeah, that'll help.
Okay.
18. That's where'd it go? 17, and
All right.
that gives me what? Force Defense.
Whatever the table says.
That gives me a +4.
All right, to your AC.
That gives me a +4 to saves.
Ah, to saves. I like it. Good call. Highland, your will save.
Yeah. That's a 19.
Still one. Yep. Still running.
Yeah, that thing hit me, man. I'm bleeding.
It did. It has decided it does not want to chase everybody down the hall. It is going to go back after its favorite target and swipe twice at Vesa. Yeah, fucking Jesus. Okay, a pair of 38s.
Gotcha. Yeah, that barely hits me.
Yeah, all right. That's an 8. Plus 6 is 14 damage.
All right.
How are you looking on vitality?
Well, I'm gonna be down to 22 after that.
Oof. Still not bad though.
No, could be worse.
Like this thing hits when it tries, but it doesn't hit for much, which is kind of the saving grace there. All right, Lyra, since you have shaken off your fear. Yeah. What did she say earlier? Don't think too hard?
Mm-hmm. Thinking kills.
It's your move.
Whose move?
Julie.
Lyra.
Does a 14 hit?
Yeah, it does.
And that's 14 damage.
It doesn't seem to phase it.
Oh,
All right.
man.
We are going to do another heroic surge. We get it twice a day. We're going to use it again.
It has an ability called Incorporeal, and every time you guys hit it, I have to roll. And if it doesn't meet a certain number, it just doesn't do anything.
So I got a nat 20.
On your attack?
Yep.
Okay.
Do I have to roll to
that
confirm?
again. Yes, need to roll to confirm.
That's another one.
All right. Go ahead and roll that, and this goes straight to its wounds.
Okay,
Bypassing its
so
vitality.
does it get extra damage, or does it just switch which it takes?
It bypasses the vitality and goes straight to its wound points.
Got it. That would be 16 damage.
Okay. Ouch, but not out of the fight yet.
Okay.
Wow.
You took more than half of its points away. It did not have a lot of
Good.
wound points, but it had enough.
More than me, apparently.
Yeah. And Highland, your final will save. If you don't pass this one, automatically next turn you're better.
No, I don't pass it. 12. I'm just
Nope.
very scared.
Highland strikes me as the type, like, I didn't plan him out that way, but he seems like the very, like, yeah, every man for himself. Unless we're getting paid, and then we need to talk.
Yeah, he's like face in the A team. He's like the suave
Yeah.
guy who does all the talking, but when it comes to fighting, it's a little bit.
Like, we're going to
less-
sit this one out.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why he's got the Wookiee.
Yeah, that's why I paid a muscle.
Right, exactly. Why pay to hurt people? Why hurt people when you can pay somebody else to hurt them?
Exactly.
Vesa, as you are hiding in your other room, this thing is taken off to go after the other two.
I am gonna try to not be frightened of it anymore. All right, so new will save. 29.
Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah. How did you get a 29?
I rolled
Oh,
a
you have
19.
that +4.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
fat
I
plus
forgot about
4.
that.
All
I
right.
forgot about that. No, you got me.
Yeah.
You're no longer frightened.
And I'm going to chase the thing down and force strike it again.
All right.
Um, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, almost twice its AC.
Um, 9 points of damage.
Force strike. That doesn't. That actually gets to bypass it. See, I made one of you a force sensitive for a reason.
Yes.
Had to give you some kind of edge.
Yeah,
Right?
we would not have beaten that without it.
No, it's small damage, but it's getting there. All right, and it brings up this thing, which now has all three of you in range. So, oh, that's a 5. Okay. As Vessa strikes it, it turns around and will swipe at you twice. Once with a 23
Yep.
and once with a 24.
Yep.
So that is 6 and 7 is 13 damage.
Got you.
So is that what, 9 now?
9.
Oof. All right, Lyra. It's got all three of you in this little common room, and you guys are just trying to finish it off.
See what we can't do about that.
Tell you what, and roll another crit.
Hey, don't tempt the fates. Julie is known as the queen of the natural 20.
Just a 17 this time.
Oh,
Yeah, that hits.
Sorry.
Well, you know what? We live in America. We don't have kings, as much as somebody likes to think that he is one.
That is 13 damage.
And that manages to get through. And then that brings up Vessa. I did that round backwards, didn't I? Oops.
Maybe.
At least I didn't skip anybody.
That's the most important part.
Exactly.
All right, another force strike.
All right.
13.
Hits. Okay. Garbage AC.
Eight points of damage.
Making me do math over here.
Math.
All
bro.
right. Yeah. Hits it again. Highland, as you suddenly feel yourself come out of this sense of like panicked fear.
yeah. See the other guys fighting back, and I find a little bit of strength inside, and I shoot. That is a 13.
13 hits.
Alrighty.
Does it get through? Okay.
7 damage.
7 damage done.
And there's the star of the show. His imperial strawberryness.
Cat tax.
Protector of the
You came
sacred
too close.
timeline and the fuzzy who
Therefore, you
remains.
must get bit.
And let's see. We'll do one attack there. Where's the other attack go? Okay. So
You have not
one
celebrated
swipe
today,
at
sir.
Lyra. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Uh-oh. I might be continuing my
SpaghettiOs.
streak. Oh yeah, no, that hits. Oh. Okay. Okay.
How much?
3 points to your wounds.
Okay.
Luckily it only rolls 2d4s, so it's not a lot of damage. But it rolled
We're okay.
nat 20. And then the second
We're
swipe
okay.
on Vesa will hit, but it is not a crit. For 7 points of damage.
So another 7 points of damage?
To me.
On Vesa.
Oh, that's 2 Vesa. Okay, never mind.
Yep. I rolled the
Sorry.
d6 twice.
Get
One
distracted.
came up for you, one came up for Ben. Arn is sitting right there in the middle, like, ha, ha, ha.
Go, sir.
But yeah, Lyra, after you get hit, and this one just hits different.
You may go.
Oh, wait a minute. Lyra, I actually need you to make a fortitude save. DC of 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. And now it is your move.
I'm going to return that crit favor.
Okay.
Let's see if we can make it double. Okay. So, yeah, double 20.
Jesus Christ.
$17.
Again, you were using your blaster this time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you raise it, grip it just right, and blast it. How do you do this?
Right between the eyes.
You put a blaster bolt right there, and it stops, sizzles for a moment before starting to burn outward as this thing evaporates. Just like the one before. And with that, you're out of combat. The ship is quiet
Jerk.
once more. Tavarn hollers from the cockpit.
Yeah, buddy, we got it. It's fine. Well, I hope so. Vesa, do you sense any else of those things around?
Yeah. I'm gonna use C-Force.
How much vitality does that take?
Actually, I may not be using C-Force. On second thought, I am not going to be using C-Force. I am going to be
was like-
healing self. Like,
I was gonna
I'm
say,
not sure. I need a rest here before I can do that.
yeah, you don't have the vitality to cover that at the moment.
No, but we can heal self. So 17 for a D6 plus 2.
Spend 2, and then you get how much back?
Right?
I'm gonna laugh if it's just 3.
7. Haha.
We get 7. It's fine. So yeah, it goes quiet, and the hours pass. Lyra, you can go back to work. Eventually, you get that one component back into place, and the hyperdrive whirs back to life.
She goes back up to the cockpit.
Did you get it?
I think so. She's going to run a diagnostics up at the front. Do I get all green lights this time?
All green lights.
I think we're good to go. She's going to check her astrogate to make sure they're still on course to go where they were supposed to go.
Yeah, everything looks good.
Okay.
As you ride this trip out, the rest of it goes by uneventful. Drop out of hyperspace just the way outside Carillion orbit, where you need to deliver your cargo, and sitting there over the world of Corellia. Let's see. I don't think anybody has a knowledge that will pertain to this. Oh, I forgot to give Lyra a knowledge, didn't I? Whoops. So anybody that wants to can give me a raw intelligence check.
World lore won't help.
Nope. Because it's not
Sure.
what's on the planet. It's what's floating around it.
19.
Um, 32.
Oh, what?
32. I got a 14 on intelligence and I rolled an 18.
So that'd be a 20.
You had the mod.
Yeah,
The
you had
mod
modifier.
next to it, not the intelligence score.
Okay.
I
I was like,
My bad.
that happened.
So it's a
I was
20.
like-
Okay, sorry about that.
That was
20 is
bad.
still good.
No, you're fine. I was just like, wait a minute, am I having a stroke? So
No, because we don't
20,
have
a
any magic
19,
items on to boost that stuff.
Right?
So what's the first stat then?
That is your score. So it's kind of like D&D, how you have the score, but you only use the modifier that this comes from it. And what did you get, Vessa?
I didn't roll. I can roll though.
Oh.
I was going to rely
thank
on
you.
what they saw.
Okay, no, that's fine. Just making sure I didn't miss out. So between Lyra and Highland, looking at this, you see a huge fleet of ships, an armada, really. But they're not your modern day starships. These are old, ancient, but they show no signs of rust or wear. And they have an old insignia that no one really recognizes, but you know that these ships are from an era long bygone. Like past the Republic, before the rise of the Empire, back millennia before that. That these ships haven't been seen in probably 2,000 years or more.
Oh my.
And as you float there, staring down this armada that doesn't seem to notice you, but stands between you and your delivery, that is where that scene closes.
If there's a bunch of these wraiths, we're going back.
Oh no, this is something far worse than that. Far, far worse. Thank you all for being here. We're going to go one by one because I could not do what I do without players that come here and put up with my bullshit. So we're going to start as I see them. Lyra, who are you and where can they find you on the interwebs?
Hi, I'm Julie. On Discord, I am Dritz Norris. You'll find me on the Dark Domain Discord and on the Slices and Dices Discord. And socially, that's about it as far as the interwebs go, because honestly, I just prefer to hang out with my friends and skip all the drama and can't stand politics. So, you know, I don't care what anybody thinks about politics. I just don't want to hear about it. That's my general opinion on that. And really, I'd love talking about the games and the characters and the character builds. And one of the things that I love about Dark Domain is all of these little one-shots where you get to dip into these different aspects of all these different games that normally you wouldn't, and get to try new systems that you've not tried before. And just the community itself is fantastic. So, you know, I hang out with the people I like to hang out with and skip all the rest of the stuff. So that's me.
And then the man that told me I did a good job at the game he runs all the time. It just tickled my ego a little bit. Ivan.
Hi, I'm at Iridonion here on the Discord for Dark Domain. You can also find me on the Discord for Slices and Dices, where I hang out and talk about games. And you can find me on YouTube, where I run my own Alien games. And we also started a podcast where we talk about Stargate SG-1. So you can check us out there if that's your thing.
I still have to start that series. And then, last but not least, the Viking Vessa,
Yes, the bearded lady.
the bearded lady.
So yeah. So on Skynet, you can find me on Slices and Dices Discord. You can find me on Dark Domain Discord. You can find me on TikTok, making stupid videos where I make fun of my kids and my pets, and I don't know, show off dice and do dumb crap. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
And I guess that leaves me. I'm Ryan. I created this lovely place. I go by Darth Caustic on my socials, which you can find right there. If you can't find me under that handle, I don't exist. You can find me on the Dark Domain with the link is in the chat. If you are here on Twitch, if you are watching on YouTube, the link is in the description. We would love to have you. We have like some 65 members right now, growing little by little. That is a safe community. I am a huge advocate. The only thing we don't stand for is intolerance. So if you have hate in your heart, don't even come to the door. That's it. Because all of you deserve to take up space. All of you deserve to exist. You have the right to be who you are. And I will. That is the one rule I'll enforce with a fucking hammer. But yeah, we do stuff like this all the time. I love like Julie said, getting into all the different kinds of systems. Tomorrow, Saturday the 26th, we will be back right here playing a one-shot on the system of Seventh Seas, which is a rules light, very heroic focused, where it's less risk and horror and more about elevating the player characters in their moment of spotlight. That'll be my first time running that. And then on Sunday, you can come over to Shattered Tabletop Gaming if you're not following them yet. Fix that. Where I'll be in an Aliens campaign as their crack ace pilot who only wears Hawaiian shirts. It's my thing. I am the Mel Gibson of that crew.
Do you have little dinosaurs too?
No, he has a Hawaiian dancer on his dashboard.
Yeah. And SG3 is the best.
Those are the Marines, right?
That's right.
Yes.
I believe that the one that's dropping on Monday has SG3 in it.
Yes.
Good. I need to start that series. I really, really do.
I loved that show so much.
I've been so zoned in on my first responder dramas. 911 broke my heart last week. I won't spoil it for people. If you want to know about it, come talk to me offline because it hurt me in the feels big time. But yeah, Monday you can come back here. I think Julie will be here for that one if I'm not mistaken.
I will.
We'll be using the World of Darkness system to run another one-shot that is totally not a ripoff. It's visually identical to, but legally distinct from Cabin in the Woods.
Ooh.
That's it. That's been like the one thing I wanted to run on that system. I love that movie. It's so bad, but I love it. Maestria Nord has their vampire campaign coming up next Wednesday on the 30th. You can catch me on that, as well as Sarah from Slices and Dices has joined our team. So come watch that. It's set in 1880s London, where we all play creatures of the night. Yeah, and then that's it till next month, where we'll kick the month off with our Supernatural Westmarch game, which seems to be a big hit for these people. I guess.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
a lot of fun.
It is a game system published by some fans of the CW TV show starring Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki. It's in that universe, and it's great. And that's what we'll start May off with, as well as some other stuff that we have in the works. And if you like Vampire, come on over. I have a mini series I'm trying to get off the ground, but nobody signed up for it yet. It's fun.
Give it time.
It's fun. You give it time. April and May has been crazy for people.
Yes.
As we always say here, you are allowed to take up space. You are important. You are loved. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. And we will see you next time. Bye.